Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, real estate fans, avid listeners alike, and you beautiful people on your way to church this Sunday morning. Thanks so much for tuning into Real Estate Radio. I'm excited to be your host, Erik Hatch with Hatch Realty all morning long, and we would love to have you stop by at Hatch Realty. And in fact, we have an event we want you to come to as well in just a few weeks. It's called Hatch Stock, and so it's going to be at our office located at 4215 31st Avenue South. So here's what I want you to do right now. Get out your phones, get out your calendars, get out a pen and a piece of paper, because June 3rd, Friday, June 3rd, 5 to 10 p.m., we want to invite you to our place for Hatch Stock. Not Woodstock, Hatch Stock. So in our parking lot, we are going to have a party of all parties. We're going to have some live music featured from Flatlands and the Johnson Family Band. We are talking some rockin' and rollin', foot stompin', good time music. We have food that's going to be catered in from Sazerac Alley, the Boiler Room, and Barbacoa. We have games for kids. We have drinks. We have everything. And if you're drinking booze, that's on your dollar, but everything else is on us. We want to celebrate with you. We want to party with you. Mark it down, June 3rd, 5 to 10 p.m. We want you there. And guess what? We're talking real estate radio today, and we're really not going to talk about real estate very much. In fact, I'll be surprised if we mention it more than once or twice, which is a bit crazy because we have this opportunity to share the airwaves with you all. And instead, what we want to do today is we are doing what's called the Unsung Hero. At Hatch Realty, we've created an Unsung Hero Award, and we are giving it away every 3 months. And we're so excited about this because we open it up to the Facebook world and to social media for people to make nominations on who they think is an unsung hero. And we get literally dozens of nominations of people who are doing some serious good in our community. They're not getting the recognition from titles and praise and compensation, but instead they're doing some good because it's in their heart and in their nature to do so. So today's show, we are going to bombard the winner of this award. We have the nominator in studio with us. Her name is Ave, so we're going to jump to her in just a minute. But here's what I want you to do is, of course, we're talking the Unsung Hero today, and Hatch Realty loves to celebrate people, and we want to celebrate you as well. We want to celebrate your house, your life, the things that are going on. So if you are somebody who's a do-gooder, meaning that you volunteer, meaning if you are doing some things in your community, we want to learn about that and start to celebrate that. So the best way for you to contact us is to call us at 369-4839 or head to livefargomoorhead.com so we can learn about your life. And you know what? Maybe we'll talk real estate, but we just want to learn about what makes you awesome. All right, friends, in studio with us, we have the wonderful Ave Hams. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Hamisk, very
Hamis.
close.
Oh, son of a gun. Already off to the wrong start. Ave, you have been the nominator for our Unsung Hero Award. Did you see this on Facebook when we did it back in January?
I did, and I actually was thinking about nominating this same person at the time, and I just never really got around to it, and I didn't know if this person would be comfortable having their story out there, so I just kind of missed the boat on that one. But
well, I understand missing the boat, and it's always a little awkward to put yourself out there, and to put somebody else out there too is strange, but something pulled at you this time to nominate this person. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're going to talk about our Unsung Hero that we do with Hatch Realty. Every quarter, every 3 months, we want to recognize somebody in our community who maybe doesn't get the accolades that they deserve, but are doing some great good in our community. On top of that, you as the nominator get a gift card of $200 to the place of your choice, and the person that you nominated gets a gift card of $200 to the place of your choice. So that all comes from Hatch Realty as a way for us to say thanks. But before we unveil who this person is and we talk about them, and I'm going to have you hold their name back as we do so, because we're going to call the person at work, which should be very, very intrusive. I sure hope she's there and showed up on time. What propelled you to say, I got to nominate this person?
She's just generally a really fantastic human being to be around. She's always positive. She's always smiling, always happy, always excited for everyone else, and not the type of person to talk about herself. But she has a lot of things going on in her life, and she's very brave and she's very courageous, and she handles her life situations with grace. And that's the best thing that I can say about her.
Abby, I love your heart to even recognize somebody like this. How do you know this person?
She is actually my mom's best friend.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So did your mom guilt you into doing this?
No, actually, my mom had no idea about it.
Okay. Does your mom know that she's the winner?
Yes.
Okay. And so we're going to surprise this person. I'm going to invite you because you shared on Facebook an eloquently put and written sentiment about this person. Again, keep their name back and you can just say she. Or her in those situations. If you let it stumble, that's okay, because the full name's not going to be unveiled until we call her in our next segment. So I'm excited for that. But Abby, the microphone is yours. Again, the unsung hero for Hatch Realty in the month of May 2016. We look forward to doing this again and again. But for now, this quarter's, this month's, this part of the year's unsung hero, Abby, it's all yours.
All right. She is my unsung hero. She is the mom to 2 children with limb-girdle muscular dystrophy, a disease which causes muscle weakness and atrophy of the voluntary muscles, causing difficulty standing, walking, climbing stairs, etc., and eventually leads to total immobility. The heart is also affected. There is no real treatment and no known cure. Being a single mom to 2 preteen children is hard, but being their caregiver is a completely different animal. Her daughter, Addie, is in a wheelchair full-time and recently had to have surgery at Mayo Clinic, inserting rods into her back to keep her spine straight because her muscles simply cannot hold her skeletal structure in alignment any longer. She needs constant attention and help with all of her everyday tasks. Her son, Clay, wears braces for his legs and has trouble doing everyday things like standing, walking, dressing, or climbing stairs. She deals with the stress of caring for her children like a champion. With all the medical expenses associated with raising 2 children with a complex and debilitating disease, she still focuses on raising money for funding research for muscular diseases. When sometimes inconsistent and unreliable home health staff and other caregivers cause her to leave work early or change her schedule on a whim, she makes up her work on weekend hours and late into the evenings. When she has obligations of her own, she still manages to lend a hand to friends in need. She gives her time, her energy, her love, her encouragement, her money, her resources, and her friendship without blinking an eye. Although the things that she does are amazing, her attitude is what makes her my hero. She never whines or complains, never lashes out in anger, and seems to always be laughing. She is full of hope. As a caregiver myself, I look up to Becky as a shining example of how to live this life and perform this role with courage and grace.
Abby, that's so sweet. I'm so excited to give her a call here in just a moment. We're going to have you jump on with her as well and chit-chat just a little bit. But thank you for stepping up and nominating this person. You even have this feel-good grin on your face right now, because it's amazing what happens when you talk well of somebody else. I think that when we speak of ourselves, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy and it's tooting your own horn. But when we take the time to recognize other people, I think that's when some serious ooey gooey feelings happen in this world. And so I love you having the courage and the audacity and the braveness and the boldness to step forward. What is it that we need to know about this person before we give her a call?
Oh man, she knows she was nominated for this because I actually reached out and made sure it was okay with her that I kind of put her life story out on the Facebook world. And I know that when she first read this nomination, she contacted me and she was like, I cry, your words make me cry. And she was very, very humble about the whole thing. So I feel like that's exactly what she's going to be like when she wins. She's going to,
I love it.
She's going to be like, I don't deserve this.
Am I going to have a hot mess of somebody crying on my hands?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well,
she'll hold herself together.
Okay. Well, I may get a little weepy eyed too, because no, in all seriousness, this is such a great thing. And I'm so excited to do this. Again, Hatch Realty's putting forward its Unsung Hero Award, and we are going to we're going to recognize our person right after the break. So in the meantime, if you're curious what your home is worth, if you want to check out Hatch Realty a little bit more, head to livefargomoorhead.com. We would love to connect with you. This is Real. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio. As always, I'm your host, Erik Hatch, and we are dialing the number as I speak. We are calling our unsung hero for 2016 from Hatch Realty. Becky Berg is our unsung hero, and we are surprising her at work. So the phone is ringing, and here we go. Hi, Becky. This is Erik Hatch with Real Estate Radio. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you.
So you probably are aware, maybe you're not, but your best friend's daughter, Ave S, had nominated you on Facebook for our Unsung Hero Award. Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay, did that make you feel uncomfortable when she did that?
No, I mean, well, kind of. I don't know. I don't necessarily think I'm any kind of hero.
Oh, gosh. Well, that's exactly why you are. Becky Berg, I want to let you know that you have been chosen as Hatch Realty's Unsung Hero. And we are just so tickled and thrilled to learn about you and the things that you do in your life. Abby's in studio with us this morning. You're actually on the radio right now, Becky, whether you recognize it. So if you weren't feeling uncomfortable before, maybe you are now.
Yeah, maybe a little. Only because I'm crying.
Oh, gosh. I told you she was going to cry. I told you we were going to have a crier on our hands. I'm excited about that. Becky, I would love to learn a little bit about you. Why don't you tell me where you're from, what life looks like for you now. Tell me about your family.
I'm originally from Hankinson, and I grew up there, obviously. Went to Moorhead State and got married, got a job, and to get to the part that Abby talks about, I guess, my daughter was 3 and my son was 6 months old when we found out that Addie had muscular dystrophy. And so the process just kind of started there, and as they get older, obviously it's a muscle disease, and they lose all abilities. And I'm now a single mom, and I have been for about 7 years.
Oh, man.
And I still work full time, and my kids have staff that comes in and stays with them. Addie had a spinal fusion in February, and then she had some complications with it about 6 weeks later and had to have another surgery. And so she is actually still home in bed, hasn't been in school since February 12th, which is kind of hard on her. There's a tutor that does come out 10 hours a week and help her get through all of that. But, you just have to keep going. You can't focus on the negative. You have to focus on the positive and live each day like it's the best that it can be. There's just no other way you can do it, or you just don't survive well.
Oh, my gosh. So, Becky, your plate, not only do you have 2 kids, and do both your kids have muscular dystrophy?
They both do, yes.
Oh, wow.
Kind of a freak thing. There's no history in either mine or my ex-husband's family, but we both are recessive carriers, meaning we have recessive genes. And so when 2 recessive come together, it makes a dominant. And, of course, we didn't know that.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah, and it was just kind of, Addie just got really sick with, they think, probably influenza, and that's what brought out the symptoms faster. Otherwise, we would have noticed them eventually in time, but yeah.
Right. So I'd imagine that you are probably a pretty resilient person, Becky.
I guess, yeah.
you guess. Listen, to go through raising 2 kids on your own as a single parent, and especially, and I come from a single parent background, Becky. Was raised by my mom. My dad wasn't in the picture, and I don't know the story on your ex, and we don't need to talk about that. But instead, I just know the sacrifices that a single parent has to make. And I can't imagine the complications that come to it when you have 2 kids with muscular dystrophy as well. So where do you find the energy every day to get up, take care of your kids who have so many medical complications, and then take care of your family? And then on top of that, you're donating time and money and energy to try to fund research for muscular dystrophy. How do you do it all?
I guess I don't know any other way. That's just what you have. You just have to do what you have to do. And I'm tired every day, and I'm not a morning person, so getting out of bed is not my strong point. That's
Sorry to call you in the morning right now. We're ruining your mojo, I know.
Oh, no. But you just do what you have to do, and I just don't know any different. I suppose I could, for me, but that's just not the kind of person that I am, and I don't want to raise my kids in that fashion either, so...
Good for you. Now, I want you to hear a few words from Abby. Obviously, you're best friends with Abby's mom, but she had the courage and the boldness to nominate you. I want you to hear directly from her on what you mean to her and how you inspire her, because whether you recognize it or not, Becky, we think you are a hero in what you do and the way in which you live your life, and I want you to hear from Abby here.
Hi, Becky.
Hi.
I know you read my post, so I know you know what I said, and I know we had a little conversation after you had read it, but I just want to reiterate to you that your attitude and the way that you go about what you do is, I don't think you understand how good of an example that you are leading, not just for single moms or single moms of kids who have this disease or any disease, but for any caregiver and for any person in the world, you are a fantastic example. And I love you, and thank you for doing everything you do.
Thanks, Abby.
You're welcome.
I love you too.
Becky, thank you for changing the world for your kids. Thank you for being a hero in their lives, for being a steady Betty. And I say that because my mom's name was Betty, and so I mean that literally and figuratively. She passed away about 15 years ago, but I can say with confidence that you are changing the world of your kids, and you are changing the world of people like Abby, and you are changing the world in every little way. Every time that you wake up, begrudgingly because you're not a morning person, but beyond that, every time that you make a difference and an impact in the world by being positive, by donating your time and your energy and your love, you are changing the world, and I am honored to recognize you with a Hatch's Unsung Hero Award. So thank you, Becky Berg.
Thank you.
Yeah, we sure appreciate it. Hey, stay on the line, okay? I want to talk with you off air for just a minute.
Okay.
But those of you tuning in, head to livefargomoorhead.com and connect with us.